Hello, hello, hello. It's coffee time. Again. Can you believe it? We're doing it again. How can this be? Today. Good news, everybody. The Bank of England has increased interest rates to 5.25%. Meaning that the interest rates have hit a 15-year high. Isn't it marvellous? Yeah, so it's gone up 0.25%. And yeah, last time we saw this was back in the. Who remembers the credit crunch of 2008? I do, because we had a business, and life got hard then. Do you get the feeling that life's just a continual slog against bullshit? Do you get the feeling that they just want to beat you into the ground? Yeah, but anyway, it's the 14th consecutive rise. Here we go, and there's a lovely chart. It's quite beautiful. We had a good run from 2009 to 2022. We had a good run. We had a good run of low interest rates. So yeah, it's great. It means more, obviously the knock-on effect is more mortgage paying for people. Again, around here we're seeing a lot of the expensive houses go up for sale because it's the rich folk who can't afford their mortgages anymore. We were lucky because we managed to lock ours in June, so, but it's still gone up. But yeah, so yeah. Meanwhile, Dishy Rishy's got more to contend with than just the banks putting the interest rates up, because he's on holiday. He went on holiday yesterday. First time he had a family holiday in 3 years. He needs to take a lesson out of old Bojo's book, who's having holidays all the time because he's a very busy man. You can't impregnate all those women whilst working at Number 10. You've got to have a holiday. He needs to rest and recoup his sexual energy and prowess, I believe. But yeah, Dishy Rishi went off on holiday to Disneyland. There's a joke in there somewhere, because he wanted to go on the Star Wars exhibit. Apparently, he was really looking forward to it. But while that's gone on, activists from Greenpeace have scaled his house, and I think they've done it. I think this is a proper process. Again, Greenpeace, they know what they're doing. They put some dark fabric material over his mansion to represent oil. Of course, there's no damage. They haven't damaged anything. It's all cosmetic, if you know what I mean. It can be easily removed. And yeah, they're protesting about Dishy Rishi signing off on all those oil fields that we kind of need, because until sustainable energy is totally and utterly sustainable, we're going to have to use those fossil fuels. I wonder if Greenpeace complained when the EU, pushed by Germany, reclassified oil and gas as carbon friendly. I wonder if they complained then. Probably not. But yeah, that's the way you do a protest, not like Just Stop Oil, who just piss everyone off. This is it. They're targeting the person and the politics, and that is how you do a protest. And here's a little video of them doing their do, taking their ladders. So they'll probably just be charged with trespassing. That's about it. But it's a good protest. I like it. I approve. Now, Just Stop Oil need to take some lessons out of their book. That's a good one. Meanwhile, high street retailer Wilko is on the brink of collapse. Yeah, they're filing for bankruptcy. And they've filed a notice to appoint administrators at the High Court with a risk of 400 shops closing, and I think it's like quite a few thousand jobs. It's quite big, 12,000 jobs at risk. So unless someone can step in and save Wilko, what is Wilko? I don't know. I think we haven't got one around here. So is it a general hardware kind of store? I don't know. But yeah, it's another one bites the dust. Meanwhile, this is not often you see a Princess Diana story in the Daily Mail, but this is the yacht the yacht on which she was pictured on before her departure. I don't know if you remember the pictures of Diana on the yacht. I think she was with Dodie at the time. This is back in 1997, just months before her death. Well, that yacht has gone down. Yeah. It's now resting 2,500 metres under the sea, French police have revealed. Yeah, it sank. I wonder if it was owned by a Russian oligarch, because that would explain everything. It was once owned by Dodi Al-Fayed. It's called the Cujo, and it is been seen sinking off the coast of Bouilly-sur-Mer near Nice. In this case, it wasn't nice in Nice. It was rather damp, and yeah, so it went down. It went down. I bet it was owned by a Russian oligarch. Did you know? Did you remember when all the oligarchs' boats sank? The Met Office has issued a weather alert with up to 2 inches of rain, flooding and heavy winds set to batter Britain this weekend. That's good news, isn't it? Yeah. It's August thunderstorms. Does it ever end? No, it never ends. It never ends. Meanwhile, are you over 50 and find it hard to find work? Well, Works and Pension Secretary Mel Stride said, you know what you should do? You should get on your bike and ride. And Norman Tebbit rose from his crypt after feasting on the blood of virgins and said, oi mate, that's my line. Yeah, we are living back in the 80s, but they've done a little twist on it. Before, it was the youth they told to get on their bikes and ride and look for jobs. Now, Mel Stride is saying, if you're over 50, have you thought of working for Deliveroo? Ah, dear. Why don't we get the MPs working for Deliveroo? That'd be funny. But yeah, have you considered work you may not have otherwise thought of, he suggested. Because he was at the HQ of Deliveroo when he made this this comment. Yeah, sure. Yeah, let's have loads of old people weaving across the roads and getting wiped out by lorries as they deliver your curry to you. You know, rather slowly. It's a young man's job. If you watch, again, there are a number of YouTubers, London Eats, go and watch him, that show what they do, and it is good money if you're quick and you're fast and you're young, and you can hack the London scene. No, I hear Brighton is rather rich pickings. They do a lot of tips in Brighton, but luckily for the customers, I can't ride a bike and I can't drive, so that's me out of the frame. But on a serious note, it does highlight the issue with ageism in the work market, because once you do get over 50, they stop replying to you. They don't even give you rejections. They just don't. You disappear. You become invisible, and it's increasingly difficult for the mature, worker, if they, I don't know, lose their jobs, or have a break in employment due to choice, because life changes, health, you name it. There's lots of reasons why when you get to a certain age, it's very hard to re-enter the workplace, and you're seeing this a lot now. What do they suggest? Deliveroo. Why don't you just say OnlyFans and be done with it? Jesus, Anyway. What have we got here? Meanwhile, Radio 2 has lost 1 million listeners after Ken Bruce left for Greatest Hits Radio. It's because they got rid of all the older talent. Not just their old white male talent, but also their female talent too. And because they think that young people are going to listen to the radio. They don't. They listen to TikTok, remember that. The radio is a haven for us old farts, That's who listens to the radio, and BBC just don't get it. They think they can foster a young audience. It's never worked. It's never worked. Meanwhile, we've got news from China. China's internet regulator will severely crack down on how much time teenagers are allowed to spend on their phones. limiting screen time to a maximum of just 2 hours a day. Yes, yes indeed, it's official. Come from up high. The Cyberspace Administration of China, the CAC, said it wanted to mandate so-called minor mode programs for smart devices that would ban users under 18 from accessing the internet between 10 p.m. and 6 a.m. I think that is actually a sensible idea. You know, they can sleep during that time. And they also said the program would give users aged 16 to 18 2 hours of screen time a day, while users under 16 would just get 1 hour a day. Bizarrely, users under 8 would get 8 minutes to use their devices, typing furiously. Mind you, why would they need... But anyway. While the regulator said the proposed reforms would give parents the option to opt out of the limits, this did little to soothe furious tech investors. But yeah, stocking Chinese video sharing app Bilibili plummeted swiftly after the regulator announced its proposals. And this is Bilibili. I guess it's like a kid's version of YouTube, I guess. I don't know. There's a whole web infrastructure in China I know nothing about. It's fascinating. But yeah, shares in Bilibili and Kuaishou slid 6.98% and 3.53% respectively, while Tencent Onions, which owns WeChat, closed nearly 3% lower. There you go. But are the Chinese right? Leave a comment in the comments box below if your time hasn't run out, if your screen time hasn't run out, and if so, ask your mum and dad for extra screen time. Don't worry, all my viewers are old farts, so they don't have to worry about screen time. And that right? If you're an old fart, leave a comment in the comment box below. Meanwhile, Justin Trudeau's marriage is over. They've split after 18 years. It's because his missus said he would no longer black up for her in the bedroom, apparently. That's a joke. Because, you know, I can smell the wafty waft of fresh tarmac wafting in. Wafty waft. I might have to shut the window. That's a bit strong. They're doing roadworks around the corner. They're re-tarmacking everything. And I think my eyes are watering. Meanwhile, morbidly obese singer Lizzo, you say Lizzo, I say Lizzo, let's call the whole thing off, has dismissed the sexual harassment lawsuit filed against her as unbelievable and outrageous, as she broke silence on the claims. And there's a picture of her here eating a banana. I don't know if that's a reference to the case, but yeah, apparently she continually, again more allegations come out, continually took dancers and people work with her to sex clubs without them knowing. It was like, well, we're going to a club, and then when they got there, it was like, oh, which again, it's not cool. It's not cool. So we'll have to wait for the court case. Now, here's a big question that I think a lot of my viewers will say yes to this answer. And this is the question: could sperm be lurking on your hands? 1 in 50 people you meet day to day may have sperm on their hands, an experiment suggests. A stomach churning study carried out on attendees of a scientific conference found out that a third had dirty hands. Other substances detected included hair, dirt and saliva. In total, a third of attendees' hands were positive for hair and dirt, and almost 1 in 10 were found to have saliva present. But the most shocking example was 2% of people having sperm heads on their hands. Did they have a crafty hand shandy before they attended the conference? And here's a handy infogram for you. So, you know, so you've got a 2% chance of shaking hands with somebody who's had a five-finger shuffle, isn't it? I don't like those odds. I don't like those odds at all. Have I lowered the tone? Right, so we got a follow up to yesterday's slowest 100-meter time story. I don't know if you remember, but a lady was running at the oh God, where was it? The University Sports Federation World University Games in Chengdu, China on Monday. And Nasra Abubakar Ali was 10 seconds slower than her competitors. Here she is. Now, there's been a lot of controversy. We thought maybe she was, not feeling very well. But no, there's more to it than that. There's more to it than that. Because the untrained female runner, yeah, she was completely amateur, was the niece of the chairwoman of Somalia's Athletics Federation. Yeah, Kajaya Aden Dahir. She was accused of an abuse of power and nepotism by Somalia's Ministry of Youth and Sports Department. It was her niece, and why was she allowed to run? But yes, Somalia's Sports Minister Mohamed Bari Mohammed declared an investigation of Ali's selection and had been launched and said Dahir had engaged in acts of abuse of power, nepotism, and defaming the name of the nation. I mean, it's more than embarrassing, isn't it? So yeah, a bit embarrassing. Completely untrained runner there. What did they think was going to do? What did they think was going to happen? Meanwhile, we're going to Melbourne, and a pub receipt was a shocking pub receipt. So this is consumer news, right? Oh, and this is it's all jumping all over the place. Somebody asked for ice in their Pinot Grigio, right, at the Cornish Arms, 163A Sydney Road, Brunswick, Victoria. And here is the receipt. And I mean, who asked for ice in their wine anyway? Come on, this is just that's awful, isn't it? It's just disgraceful. And I was left with the message ice in it. I guess that's effing bogans. Bogan, again, if you're in the UK, it's kind of equivalent to chavs. Who remembers chavs? It's the the people that you wouldn't necessarily want to, the uncultured people in society. And it's divided Australia. Divided on that, hasn't. Nobody cares because you don't put ice in wine. You Philistine. I'm not even a wine drinker, but I think that's not nasty. Nasty. Meanwhile, do you want to stay young? Well, Sky Fisher is a TikTok influencer. She's from Kentucky, and she's got a new way of staying young. Shall we have a look at her? Let's have a look at her. Here she is. I mean, she doesn't look particularly old anyway, but maybe it's the ping. Oh, my delivery's 30 minutes away apparently. She's got a new way of staying young, and this is one for the ladies. What she does is she collects her menstrual blood in a menstrual cup, and she uses it as a face pack. She smears it on her face and leaves it there for 20 minutes, and then I guess she washes it off. And and that's how you stay young, ladies. So you stay young. And I'll give that one a miss. And they've got a big special here about sun bears, right? And apparently they're above average intelligence and can even pick locks. Look at them. They're curious little fellas, aren't they? They are the smallest in the bear family, but they're known for their above average intelligence. You know, they can mimic each other's facial expressions to communicate, and they have an ability to stand upright and have unusually straight limbs. I love this one because this one waves. Look at him waving. Oh, what have I done? Look, he waves. I'm fascinated by him. This is my look. Watch him wave. Ready? 1, 2, 3. Come on. Hello, hello everyone. And that's why they think it's a bloke in a suit, but it's not. It's a sun bear. What else have we got? Got anything good here? Oh dear, this is an unfortunate story coming from Scotland. A couple has offered a substantial reward when their fishing business has been ruined, destroyed, because a hooded man carrying a power drill sunk their boat. He drilled holes in the hull, and it caused Tina and Ross Coventry's fishing boat, the Tina Louise, to sink. This is in a harbour in Fife. So I'm going to sneeze. Wait a minute. That was the tar fumes opening up my airways, I reckon. Yeah, so their business has been ruined, their fishing business. And here is the CCTV of the man dressed in a purple hoodie and matching trousers. It's Grimace from McDonald's, isn't it? And yeah, apparently he had a power drill with him and damaged the vessel. And here are the Coventry family, who said that their business has been finished because he destroyed their vessel. Now what somebody needs to do is start up a GoFundMe. We need to help these people and help them up. Oh, somebody's already done that. People have already donated nearly £7,000 to help recover the boat and get it repaired. The attack happened on July the 28th and has caused tens of thousands of pounds of damage. It's just absolutely awful. Why'd you do that? Again, obviously, it's probably a rival. This is the Methyl Dockyards in Fife. And here's the boat in happier times. Oh, it's a lovely cheery yellow. But yeah, a local restaurateur has started a GoFundMe to help them get back on their feet. People are wicked, aren't they? What else have we got? Let's have a look. Oh dear, these are a bit boring stories. Oh, here we go. This is it. This is on the Costa del Sol, and it's the morning tradition of racing to the sunbeds. Oh yes, we're doing it. There's a lot of these stories at the moment. Look at them go. How desperate, how desperate. But there you go. Stay at home, folks, and you get a sunbed whenever you want it. This is from, we're going to a volcano up in Iceland. You know, there's a lot of volcanic activity up in Iceland at the moment. And I'm not even going to try and say the names of this. It's near Reykjavik, but I'm not even going to attempt to say any of these names. But this is some great footage of a tornado exploding out of the volcano. Look at that. Wow. That's impressive stuff, isn't it? Ooh, it's like something from a movie. Meanwhile, how to overcome your fear of roller coasters. It's simple. Just don't go on them. Don't go on them. Not going to do that. And that's posted at the same time as this incident at Cedar Point in Sandusky, Ohio, where a ride got jammed and the customers had to walk down the service ramp. Look at that. I mean, I'm good. I've never been on a roller coaster. I don't think I've ever been on a roller coaster. And let's get an idea of the height of that roller coaster. Cedar Point opened in 1870, and is the second oldest amusement park in the United States. And yeah, this is how big that roller coaster is. Just to get you an idea of the scale of it. Imagine having to walk down that. No, not doing it. Not doing it. Not doing it. Just not happening. Meanwhile, now this is what I've been talking about. I don't know if you've noticed it, but I have been mentioning that since 2019 there's been more solar activity. There's been an increase in activity from the sun. You know that big ball of flame that's in the sky, and it continues. It continues. Astronomers have noted that a solar storm simultaneously at Earth, the Moon, and Mars. And it's the first time an eruption was measured on 3 planetary surfaces at once. Yeah, an international fleet of spacecraft detected the outburst, finding the particles were energetic enough to soar through Earth's magnetic fields. And the solar storm pummeled the Moon and Mars due to obviously a lack of magnetic field because they lack an atmosphere. So there you go. And yeah, space radiation. The storm was detected on October 28, 2021. But the scientists only just published their findings today. You see, and this is what's causing. You see, this is what's causing the change in our climate. More solar activity. But hey, don't listen to me. Listen to the eco mob. Eh? But we should be going green, by the way, because pollution is bad. Just pollution is bad, and using oil and gas is bad. Don't think I'm a denier of anything. I think we should get a clean planet. No more plastic. Get rid of plastic. But I do believe a lot of our climate change is caused by the sun. You know, because the sun. Animal stories. Well, we've got a big one. Got a big one today. Bored Panda have compiled some hilarious pictures of pet haircuts. The Daily Mail have stolen it, and I've stolen it from them. So we're going to make this. We're just going to ride this train of thievery, all right? Because let's be honest, Bored Panda has stolen these pictures from the people who took them. That's the internet for you. We're all a bunch of conniving thieves. So anyway, let's have a laugh at some animal haircut fails. I don't know. I think that's quite a good beard, actually. I like that one. I like that. That is an impressive beard, isn't it? Now, it'd only be funny if he didn't have a beard when they took him in and they stuck it on, wouldn't it? Patchy. That's Patchy. I can imagine that the cat was a bit troublesome in the salon, the groomers, and fought back, and that's why it's got a patchy cut. Yeah, they obviously couldn't do its head, and so it looks like he looks like the Prince of dogs. Because remember Prince, he had a massive head and a tiny little body, didn't he? And so he's probably called Prince. Yeah, poor husky. And yeah, shaved body, didn't do the head again. I like it. It's a unique look. That's just wrong. That's just wrong. They put a little bow tie on. That's cute. Yeah, again, you'd want some money back, you know, because you haven't done the whole thing. You've only done the body. I made it look like a pony. Or is it Phil Oakey from the Human League? I can't be sure. I can't be sure. A cloud with legs. That's just completely wrong. Tiny little head, giant body. Yeah? And that's it. That's the lot. So I think we'll end it there. Let's see if there's anybody in the chat. Probably not. 10 people in. Andrew's in. He says, I'm in. How do you become an oligarch? Well, you have lots of money from Russian business dealings. Look, talk to Mr. Putin. He'll tell you. Payne's in. He says, Guten Tag. I'll buy Uber 50. Exactly. Yeah. Exactly. Payne also says the trouble with managers is they're under 40. That's just their IQ. Payne says BBC should appeal to the audience rather than appeal for an audience. Well, again, you've got to attract an audience, and you know you've got to look at what technology young people are using. And I don't know. Again, I think they should do like, I know podcasts are popular, aren't they? So if they consider doing like a young person's podcast and just leave the radio side of things to the old folk until their audience dies, and then just phase it out. Naz is in. He says, "Hey, mate, I love the radio, but here in Australia it's okay. More alternative stuff. Well, it's the BBC. Thing is we pay for the BBC, and I haven't listened to a BBC radio station in. No, I've never. It's early 80s, I think. When did I start? When did I stop taping the top 40? Mid 80s, maybe. 84, 85. No, then there was the Friday Night Rock Show. I did listen to it then, but I haven't listened to actively listened to any BBC radio station in years. I prefer independent radio, and that's the problem. Andrew says, I've just had my vinyl delivered of the Sonny Clark Trio on Blue Night Vinyl. Beautiful. Nice. Neil's in. He says, hi, Darren. He says, yes, roller coasters are to be avoided. Remember that Alton Towers crash on the Smile and never trust them since? Well, I'm old. I've never seen the appeal of them myself, but, unless it's the little ones. The ones for the little kids that go like that. I can do that. Andrew says, cute animals indeed. Alex is in this afternoon. I went on a Big Dipper when I was 8 in Blackpool. I've never been on a roller coaster since. I'm 44. Now, my father-in-law, a few years back, he had a habit of wearing a T-shirt that said, Ride the Big Dipper. I didn't know what he was alluding to. Every time I saw it, it just went, I didn't know whether I should be calling him the Big Dipper or not, or whether it was some sort of kink that he had. I couldn't work it out. Mrs. is looking at me. She's probably laughing, possibly laughing. She might be laughing. You remember, your dad kept wearing a T-shirt saying Ride the Big Dipper. No, just me then. Jay says, Tommy Vance. Not off. Exactly. Tommy Vance used to listen to him at all. Dog cam, no, I told you I can't get it to work. I've got it. It's here. And I can get it to work externally, but it doesn't seem to work on OBS. Look, see? It doesn't work. It doesn't light up anymore. And I don't know why. And I need to figure it out. There's something wrong. There's some lack of communication here. But I can get it to work. I can get it to work on QuickTime and other things, but I can't get it to work with OBS. And I can't think why. So, no. I don't know if I haven't got another USB webcam, I don't think. That I can try. I could buy a new one. I could try and get a cheap Chinese one and see if that works. I mean, it does work, but there's some sort of communication issue happening, and I don't know how to fix it. But I'll look into it for you. Alex says, used to listen to Radio 2 on a Saturday. They had great music docs. They don't do it anymore. Alan Freeman. Yeah. Not off. I just do Alan Freeman twice. Yeah, so that's it. that was the coffee time. Thank you for watching. Killing the channel. One video at a time. Sorry, I got distracted. Killing the channel one video at a time. God damn it. And I've even turned the adverts off in a desperate attempt, because I keep getting every video flagged for being inappropriate. So I've turned the adverts off. Not that I make any money out of any of this. In the desperate that it might do something. It doesn't do anything. But anyway, hopefully you've enjoyed it. That was the news. You know you've got to drink it out. Ta-ta.